In the last 30 seconds, your heart has beaten about 35 times. You've taken around 6 breaths. Your liver has carried out 500 different chemical processes. Your immune system has identified and eliminated thousands of foreign cells. And you didn't notice any of it. None of that needed your attention. None of your to-do lists. None of your affirmations. None of your self-optimization strategies. While you worry about whether you're doing enough, your body just does its thing. Perfectly. Precisely. Without a single instruction from you. Maybe that's the answer you've been looking for. You're trapped inside a miracle, and you barely notice it. Since the day you were born, your heart has beaten about 2.5 billion times. No breaks, no vacations, without you ever saying, "Hey, beat now." It just knows what to do. Your lungs are taking in oxygen right now and delivering it to 37 trillion cells in your body. 37 trillion, a number your mind can't even fathom. And every one of those cells knows exactly what to do. Without micromanagement, without instructions, your digestive system is currently breaking down the food from this morning into millions of molecules. It sorts what you need and gets rid of what you don't. It regulates your blood sugar so your brain doesn't crash. It produces hormones that affect your mood, drive your energy, shape your thoughts. And you sit there worrying if you're being productive enough. That's the irony of our time. We live inside a system that functions brilliantly, but we don't trust it. We believe we need to control everything. Optimize everything, manage everything, as if our conscious mind is smarter than 3 billion years of evolution. At some point, we started believing that existing isn't enough, that breathing isn't enough, that living isn't enough, that simply being in this body right now is somehow inadequate. So we began writing lists. 5 things you must do before 6 a.m. 10 habits of successful people, the perfect morning routine, the optimal sleeping position, the correct breathing technique, as if your body has been breathing wrong for the past few 100,000 years. We count our steps, track our sleep, monitor our heart rate. We have apps telling us when to drink water, as if our bodies had forgotten how thirst works. And the crazy thing, the more we control, the more tense we become. The more we optimize, the more dissatisfied we feel. The more we manage, the more overwhelmed we are. Why? Because we are fighting an enemy that doesn't exist. Your body is not your enemy. It doesn't need constant supervision. It doesn't need permanent correction. It knows exactly what it's doing, better than you ever will. But we've withdrawn our trust. We treat our body like a broken robot that might collapse at any second if we're not watching closely enough. Let's talk about something astonishing. Your body is smarter than your mind. Your conscious brain can process about 40 bits of information per second. 40 sounds like a lot until you learn that your subconscious system processes 11 million bits per second. 11 million versus 40, that's not even a comparison. That's another league, another dimension. While you're reading this and trying to understand it, your body is doing billions of things simultaneously. It regulates your temperature, balances your pH, repairs damaged cells, fights viruses, produces neurotransmitters, renews your skin, strengthens your bones, filters your blood, all at once, all precisely, all without a single thought from you. And then your conscious mind comes along and says, I really should pay more attention to my breathing. Seriously? Your body has breathed you through every night you were unconscious. It has taken you through every illness, every injury, every moment of your life. And now you want to explain to it how breathing works. That's not self-improvement. That's overconfidence. Do you know what happens when you try to consciously control everything? You exhaust yourself. There's a new epidemic, one without a name. The exhaustion of the modern human who believes they must manage their own autonomic nervous system, who believes they must constantly remind themselves to function. Morning. Did I sleep well? How many deep sleep cycles did I have? Is my heart rate optimal? Breakfast. Is this keto enough? How much protein? Should I still be fasting? What does the latest study say? Work. Am I productive enough? Was this a proper Pomodoro session? Enough breaks? Too many breaks? Evening. Did I get enough steps? Was I mindful enough? Did I meditate correctly? Did I breathe correctly? This isn't life. This is a full-time job as the manager of your own body. And spoiler, you're a terrible manager. Not because you're failing, but because the job was never yours. Your body already has a CEO, and it's not you. It's your autonomic nervous system, and it's been doing its job for millions of years. It doesn't need micromanagement meetings with your conscious mind. Here's a radical experiment. What if you stopped for one day? Not stopped living, stopped controlling. What if you wake up and just breathe? Not with a method, not with a technique, just breathe. The same way you did all night without being there. What if you eat when you're hungry? Not according to the clock, not according to a diet plan, but when your body says, hey, I need energy. What if you sleep when you're tired? Not by the perfect routine, not by the sleep tracker, but when your body says, it's time. I know. It sounds dangerous, chaotic, as if everything would fall apart without your supervision. But would it? Your body did all of this before your apps existed, before your routines, before your entire knowledge of biohacking and self-optimization. It already knew how life works before you wrote your first productivity checklist. The question is, do you still trust it? There is a wisdom in your body older than your thoughts. It's not loud, it doesn't shout, it doesn't make to-do lists. It sends quiet signals, a yawn, hunger, fatigue, tension. But we've forgotten how to listen. Instead, we installed external authorities. The fitness influencer tells you when to train. The productivity guru tells you when to wake up. The nutrition expert tells you what to eat. Meanwhile, your body sends its signals and no one is listening. I'm exhausted. Too bad it's only 8 p.m. I'm not allowed to be tired yet. I'm hungry. No, my fasting window isn't over. I need rest. Impossible. I still have 3 things on my list. We've learned to override our body, to ignore it, as if it were an annoying child that just doesn't understand the modern world. But here's the truth. Your body understands the modern world better than you do. It knows it's unsustainable. It knows constant tension is destroying you. It knows permanent stimulation is burning you out. And it tries to tell you every day with every signal. The question is, are you listening? Here's the twist. Even mindfulness has become another form of control. You must breathe mindfully. You must be present. You must consciously experience every moment. But what about all the moments you weren't conscious? What about the breaths you took unconsciously? Were they worth less? Did they not count? Your body has breathed 20,000 times today. You might have been aware of maybe 50 of those. But here's the thing. The other 19,950 breaths weren't worse. They weren't less alive. They weren't less real. They were simply natural. Breathing was never meant to be a task, never meant to be something you must do right. It just happens, like your heartbeat, like digestion, like cell repair. Modern mindfulness turned something effortless into effort, something natural into a discipline, something simple into complexity. Inhale into your belly. not your chest. 4 seconds in, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Feel your diaphragm. Notice your ribs expanding. Or, here comes the radical idea. You simply breathe like you have through millions of breaths in your life, without technique, without judgment, without performance. We live in an age where even survival must be optimized. Sleeping isn't enough. We must biohack it. Eating isn't enough. We must time it perfectly. Moving isn't enough. We must track and analyze it. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your ancestors survived without ever calculating their macros. They slept without measuring REM cycles. They moved without counting steps. They breathed without learning a breathing technique. And they made it, generation after generation, through wars, famines, pandemics, ice ages, without a single app, without a single life coach, without a single optimization seminar. How did they do it? They trusted their bodies. That's it. That's the whole secret. And now you show up with your smartwatch and think you've cracked the system, as if your fitness tracker is smarter than 3 billion years of evolution. That's not progress. That's arrogance. Your body has carried you through every night, every sickness, every crisis, without data, without analysis, without optimization. It just knew what to do, and it still does. So how do you get back to that trust you lost? It's simpler than you think, and harder than anything you've ever done. You start to feel, not analyze, not measure, not evaluate, just feel. You wake up and don't ask, how many hours did I sleep? You ask, how do I feel? You don't eat according to the clock. You eat when your body says, I need something. You don't move because you should. You move because it feels good. Or you don't move because you need rest. You don't breathe with technique. You just breathe. And if you notice your breath is shallow, you allow it to deepen. Not because it's on your list, but because your body is asking for more oxygen. This is not regression. This is not going back to the Stone Age. This is a revolution against the tyranny of constant self-surveillance, against the exhaustion of permanent optimization, against the insanity that existing is not enough. Because guess what? Existing is enough. Breathing is enough. Living is enough. There is a gift you can give yourself, and it costs nothing. The gift of trust. Trust that your body knows what it's doing, that it's not broken, that it doesn't need to be optimized, that it doesn't need constant correction. Trust that the quiet intelligence inside you is wiser than all the advice out there. Trust that you won't fall apart if you stop controlling for one day. And here's the magic. Once you stop fighting, something in you relaxes. Your breath deepens, not because you try, but because your body is finally allowed to breathe the way it wants. Your sleep improves, not because of a perfect routine, but because you stop turning sleep into a project. Your energy rises, not because you optimize more, but because you stop wasting energy on constant self-monitoring. Trust is not passive. It is the most active thing you can do. It means letting go. And letting go takes courage. More courage than holding on. So come back to the breath, not as a project, not as a technique, but as a reminder. A reminder that you are alive, that life pulses through you every second, every moment. Your heart beats, your lungs breathe, your cells renew themselves. Life flows through you like a river. And the wild part, you don't have to do anything for it. It just happens. Quietly, reliably, without your permission, without your control. You don't need to be better. You don't need to do more. You don't need to function more optimally. You only need one thing: trust. Trust the flow within you. Trust the intelligence beneath the surface. Trust the system that keeps you alive every day without you noticing. Because when you do, when you really begin to trust, you discover something extraordinary. You were never alone. You were never on your own. Your body was always there, every second, every night, every crisis. It has never abandoned you. So here is the invitation. For the next 24 hours, let go. Let go of control. Let go of optimization. Let go of constant supervision. Just breathe. Just live. Just trust. And watch what happens. Maybe you won't fall apart. Maybe you won't crumble. Maybe everything works just fine without your constant oversight. Maybe, and this is the most radical idea of all, maybe breathing was always enough. Maybe you were always enough, exactly as you are, exactly now, in this moment. Your next breath will come, whether you want it to or not, whether you think about it or not. That's not a threat, that's a promise. The promise that life goes on, in you, through you, as you. Always, now, forever. Breathe and know that is enough.